Number one, dapat ako magpasalamat po pala sa inyo. Balita ko 51% kung bumoto ay bumoto sa akin ang huling eleksyon. Yung natirang 49% pinagkatiran na lang na siguro. Kailangan natin mahanap yung mga nalikod na nanas. Nabiro mo po yun. Pangalawa po, kapon nasa Indonesia ko kami sa Jakarta, kausapin natin yung Pilipino community doon. Binahagi ako sa isa, pero gusto magbalita mo na sa inyo, mga marami sa inyo matagal-tagal hindi na uwi. Gusto ko ibalita yung kompleto. Yeah? May bad news, may good news. Baka naman ayaw na inyo ng bad news. Ganda ko yata makita saan ang pinagalingan para malaman, no? Sa paroroonan. Yung bigyan ko ng mga sample ng unang bad news. NFA. Yung NFA, nung dumating po yung aking pinalitan, ang utang raw ay hindi bababa sa 45 billion pesos. Nung iniwan po niya sa akin, 177 billion na. Yung ating power sector, pinaprivatize na po yung napakon. May decision, for instance, in 2004, na huwag pataasin ang presyo ng kuryente. Kumuha na tayo ng invento na hindi kailangan itaas. Dinagdag po sa utang ng napakon, 200 billion pesos sa isang taon. Iniwan po sa akin, 1 trillion utang. Minsan na po na talaga yung calculator at papel at ballpen. At sample lang po yun ng bad news. Ito naman tayo sa good news. Sample po. Sa DPWH, director namin, meron pong billion out na projects, over 900 million pesos. So, this was from a 3.5 billion budget to rehabilitate structures destroyed by Undoy. Okay. So they, parang last 2 weeks, actually they didn't bill it out. They negotiated it. Our Secretary of Public Works and Highways suspected something anomalous in the transaction, decided to terminate the contracts and to rebuild it. The rebuilding resulted in at least a 300 million savings of that 900 million contract. Okay. Yun po yung sinasabi ni Julo sa Tong Patseta. Okay. So, that was one of the first things. Perhaps in the 3 weeks in office, he found that out. He saved the Filipino people 300 million. We spent something like 3 billion pesos for slope protection of our roads primarily. And of that, we have decided to change the previous method of protecting the slopes, which entailed utilizing concrete and chicken wire in a process called shotcrete. The engineers, I think, will understand. We are replacing it with a homegrown technology called coco coir. Coco coir is the extraction of fibers from coconut husks. It's woven into mats. The mats are placed on the slopes. The slopes are in turn with this mats will generate growth of grass, plants, and eventually trees. So it fixes the soil and protects the slope a lot better than shotcrete. Concrete does not expand or contract depending on the ambient temperature, unlike the soil on which it is pressed upon. It cracks, and once it cracks, there's a new contract being done. So what do we save? We save approximately about 2.5 billion pesos per year of the 3 billion budget because we are transferring it to this new technology developed by a Filipino professor from the Bicol State University. This technology, by the way, has been shared, and they have a company. It's been used in Japan, Germany, Las Vegas, Nevada, amongst other places, and even China. In China, they use it for landfill purposes, which is better than the plastic that is now being used. We are now the 4th largest shipbuilding country in the world. We are #1 in call centers. I guess the proof of that is the Indians are our closest competitors. They are also investing in the country. They have set up their own BPO industries. Our economy grew by 7.3% last year, in spite of all of the problems around the world. Now, we promised, our slogan was, kung walang kurap, walang mahirap. What does that basically mean? Government lost its ability to help our citizenry, primarily because the focus had been all decisions based on a political necessity. Why didn't they raise the rates for electricity when it had to be done? Because that was an election year in 2004. Every and all decisions always had a political component which normally was in conflict with sound economic practices. And unfortunately, the person I replaced was my professor in economics. Fortunately, I learned what she taught me. Fortunately, she forgot. Okay. Now, let me just share with you two things. We have what we call the private-public partnership program. Okay? The idea being we need a lot of infrastructure. How do we get tourists? If we make it so difficult for them to get to wherever. How many of you have been to Boracay? Can you raise your hands? I've never been to Boracay. I'm not entitled to any break, I'm told. But anyway, it takes a foreign tourist roughly about a day to get to Naiya and eventually get to Boracay. So the 2-week break, assuming he spends it all in us, gets 1 day coming in and 1 day going back, lost due to travel. So we have adopted selected open skies policy. We're just reserving basically Naiya and its environs from the complete open skies package. We hope to bring in more airlines, and the airlines were one of the keys for Bali Indonesia's growth from where it is now. What is the number? Something like 50,000 a year to 3 million tourists now. As you know, there is really a lot of confidence already in the country. We have an average about 3 million tourists per year. Last year, we posted 3,500,000 tourists. And we haven't really changed a lot of things. We're still in the process of changing that. I'd really like to highlight, we had an unfortunate hostage crisis situation. We had all the travel advisories were very severe against us. But in spite of that, from the 3 million base, we had 3,500,000 last year. Okay. So, I'll go back to the slogan. Government run correctly and with good governance gets and regains the ability to do that which is right. And what is right? For instance, we have a program for our soldiers and policemen. I'm told that there are roughly about 70% of them rent the dwellings, and they have to spend a disproportionate amount on just renting the structures where they're living at. Something on the neighborhood of 30 to 33%. That translates to about 3,000 to 5,000 pesos of a 16,000 basic salary going into housing. Another third goes into food. So you have the last third taking care of everything else. Government has savings because we are not focused on how to bloat our pockets, but rather to spend wisely and correctly. So this enables us to produce for this year at least 20,000 housing units for the members of the AFP and the PNP. That translates into a house and lot that they will own, amortizing to the tune of about 200 pesos per month versus the 3,000 to 5,000 that they now pay for rent. The expectation is we are taking care of your housing, we have increased your disposable income, we assume you will follow the correct path and you will tread the right road. That is just the first step. So again, 20,000 units for this year, and we are just starting. We have a conditional cash transfer program. The conditional cash transfer program is funded to the tune of 21 billion pesos this year. What are the conditions? What is our situation first? 100 students enter grade 1, which is the base, the first time they go into formal education. Of the 100 students, only 14 graduate from college. Of the 14, only 2 are in engineering and sciences fields. And there are many reasons, amongst them health, amongst them the inability of the parents to give them the pamasahe, the pabao, etc. Okay. So the conditional cash transfer program is an incentive program and an investment for the future. We give these families, they number about 4.6 million households. We will target about 2.3 now, which adds 1.3 to what was done last year. So 2.3 by this year. We give them a stipend on the condition that you keep your children in school, on the condition that they get inoculated against the 5 preventable diseases, and that they undergo regular monitoring of their health conditions. We spent 21 billion now, and the goal is, at least, even if they just opt to go to high school, coordination with TESDA, they will already have a skill that they will be able to market. So, where do we get the money? We have a lot of infrastructure needs. The infrastructure, we have asked and invited investors to come to the country, invest in what we call the private-public partnership programs. This will provide us the light rail systems, the new airports, the roads, the new generating plants, without government having to shell out the limited funds to build all of these things. Okay. We were expecting about 300 participants in the launch. We got 700. We have started to bid out the first 5 of these projects, and we understand that by June, at the very latest, we will be awarding the said projects. And just to give you a sense of the changes that we want to accomplish, and that's already happening. I'm sure some of you have ridden the LRT and the MRT systems. Okay? I'm sure some of you have been saying, ano ba naman ito LRT at MRT na ito? Hanggang dito na lang, hindi na humaba. Yeah? Para nasisira pa, etc. Yung LRT, there will be in time, no? And when we say in time, talaga sooner rather than later, an LRT that will go to San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Another one that will reach up to, I understand, Antipolo. A third one that goes to Cavite. Okay. Tapos, i-connect na natin NLEX and SLEX. Yung kita ko sa Indonesia kahapon, they have this toll road that bisects Jakarta. Sabi na, grabe yung population density na doon, grabe yung traffic na. Traffic na pa siguro, mas kasi traffic eh. Yung medyo nag-alangan nila ako konti. Feeling ko kasi tinatas ko masyado yung sarili kong bago. Siguro, simple ako na lang message. So, baka may makakatulog ako sa inyo natin. Nung umalis ko kayo sa Pilipinas, paano ba talaga nasa palaisipin niyo? Gawin niyo, kumayad kayo gusto, nag-aaral kayo mabuti. Parang, hindi na bali hindi ma-asenso. Pero yung punto na parang hindi man niyo maibuhay yung pamilya niyo, marami nasa isip ko. Tama ba? Darating kada eleksyon, marami makangako. Pagtapos so, paramihan na lang kung ano napako. Tama rin ba? Kami yun, tatapatin ko yun. Akala ko sa lahat ng gagawin namin, una, kailangan mo hanapin yung problema. Pangalawa, kailangan mo mahinto yung problema. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng mahinto yung problema? Pag may nagkasala, kailangan makulong. Kasi kung hindi na ako kulong, isipin yung free bargain. Sabi ng gobyerno, at ito, minanan na lang namin kaso. Ang tinataya, ninakaw niya, 300 plus million. Bumalik siya, free bargain, o 130, so sorry ko sa inyo. Absuelto rin sa akin. Isipin niyo, no? Nakipaghatian sa gobyerno at sa estado, hindi ba kalahati binibigay? Hindi, pero anong klase yung attitude? No? Kasi nung bata ko, di ba napaka-insulto nung kapal na mukha mo? Ngayon parang pakapalan ng mukha mo. Doon po kami pumasok. Sabi, at inutusan natin, Office of the Solicitor General and others in the legal team. The important thing is not the recovery of the funds, although we would want to get the funds back. But the principal activity should be to make sure that this guy winds up in jail, and I don't care if it is because of what he plundered or the taxes that he did not pay. And actually, I use the phrase, use the Al Capone solution. But the message has to be clear. Si Al Capone kasi, di ba? Murderer, extortionist, bootlegger, etc. Tapos nakulong siya dahil nag-evade ng taxes. That's true. That's in the history. So, that message, no, and siya nasa una sa kaso. Pero kung tungkol doon, hindi pwede ganun. Hindi pwedeng, pag ikaw nabigyan ng pwesto, binabaalak mo, paano ba ako manlamang sa kapwa ko? Papalitan natin. Ito yung pinapalitan namin. Dapat ang idea niya, paano ba ako makakatulong sa kapwa ko? Then, habang ma-asenso yung kapwa ko, paano naman ako hindi a-asenso eh? Pero pag nag-isip tayo ng lamangan, pag kukunin yung hindi atin, wala na tayo nangyari kung hindi, di ba? Agawan na agawan sa palit ng paliit na pie or economic pie. So, towards that end, no, we have really been doing everything we can, number one, to identify the problems, come up with the necessary solutions, govern the country, and plan for the future. Tall order po yan. Ano po inaasam-asam natin dito? Yung with the current budget, the Secretary of Agriculture tells me that we will increase, so dahil ayusin natin irrigation. That means new, that means rebuild. No? Because of the improved irrigation facilities, we will have an additional 1.56, if I'm not mistaken, million metric tons of palay. You multiply that by 65%, that gives you rice. which will give you 1.014. Memorize ko po yung mga akala nyo ino. Kasi pinagdabetihan namin yung isang araw yun. Ang kakulangan po natin, 1.3 million tons per year. First year mo, 1.014. Kailangan mo 3 years para magkaroon tayo self-sufficiency. Yung 286 na natira, kukunin mo in 2 years, nagawa mo 1.014 kagad. Pero kaya pala ganun, ang computation. Dahil tulad ko po, sabi ng tatay ko sa akin, pag nagbitaw ka ng salita, panindigan mo. Mahirap o madali, kailangan gawin mo. So pag nagbitaw yung ating kalihim na agrikultura, pinapakako niya self-sufficiency in 3 years, binigyan po niya yung sarili niya ng 1 year na allowance. Dahil baka may dumating na bagyo, baka kaliwat kanan yung smuggler, baka may peste. Pero sa totoo lang pala, pwede in 2 years time. But think about it. And I guess that is really the core message. We are really working on giving opportunities for each and every one of our countrymen. We will have the conditional cash transfer program, trying to target, we have the national home targeting system, try to identify who are the poorest of poor, who are the most distant from the poverty line or crossing the poverty line. So, problema ho dun, ang normal na pag-abot nitong stipend, dadaan ka sa land bank. Yung land bank naman po, hindi kompleto branches. So we will go even to transferring funds using text messaging, using the SMS system. Yung, hindi ko masyado ginagawa pero parang pass and load, yung e-transfer, and all of those. No? Tapos yung monitoring also has to be put in place. Plus yung idea na, tinutupad mo pa yung conditions dito. We believe in about 2 years' time, we'll be able to cover all 4.6 million families. That translates to about over 20 million Filipinos. Tapos syempre, yung output doon, lalapas po sa term ko. Pero the idea talaga is, you empower the citizenry, you get the opportunities, you have a level business playing field. No? Everybody, we have so much potential, this can be realized. And the focus really has shifted from what's in it for me to what I can do, for especially the least. So, I'll go back. No? We have a private-public partnership program. They will be the ones funding the infrastructure needs. The idea is we free up the budget goes into social concerns, and the social concerns are really being addressed. Di pa naman fully. We will have 10,000 new nurses deployed to even the most remote barangays. And we already have the funds for that. We will build not less than 13,000 classrooms because we have a shortage of about medyo magulit figures about 140,000. We had problems in the Middle East with our OFW community. Government with only about 23 personnel in the embassy took care of something like 13 to 26,000 of our countrymen. The actual count is 13,000. They have repatriated or placed in less dangerous areas. When I give you a range, bakit 13 to 26,000? Sa totoo lang po, pag tinanong natin ang DFA doon, at tinaayos sa Sekretary de Rosario, may numero sila kung ilan ba mga kababayan natin sa isang lugar. Pag tinanong mo doon sa POEA, may pangalawang numero ibibigay sa iyo. Pag kinausap yung community, may pangatlong numero ibibigay sa iyo. Pag nagtanong ako sa nakatira lahat to para maisalba mo nga, o di siyempre, gulo na naman ang database niya. Pagpunta ka ng BID, immigration, baka may listahan ng umalis. Yung listahan ng bumalik, di ka nang maliwanag. So, yan po yung lahat ng minana natin. Di pa ho tayo perfecto, at tao tayo imperfect, di naman natin perfect yan. Pero gusto ko lang pagdiiran ulit-ulit sa inyo. Na talagang yung pagkatagal-tagal na iniisip natin wala kapag-apag-asa. Talagang sobra na pag-asa ngayon. At talagang nagbubula naman po ito. Bigyan niyo ako ng pagkakataon, tayo nagtiwala sa bansa natin, nagtiwala tayo sa kakayahan natin, nagduga tayo patutunan. Bigyan ko kayo ng isang example na. Ilan sa atin ang napapag-isip sa laki ng utang ng Pilipinas at paano babayaran? Kahit pwede yung taas na natin kamay. So hindi ba makaiba ho? Ayaw ko na bumalik sa Pilipinas, ayaw ko na makisiyente sa laki ng utang na yan. Okay. Pero yung pwede magawa at talagang ginagawa na natin yan. We floated bond, peso-denominated bonds. Dati hindi natanggap yung piso. Kailangan dollar. Siyempre, pag bumalo yung dollar, meron tinatawag na currency risk. Inutang natin, ako natin piso ganito, lumakas yung dollar, babayaran natin sila. Tapos yung inutang natin. Okay. And Secretary Purisima, the rest of the ECO team, have floated already 2 bond offerings covering about over $2 billion worth in pesos. Anong sabihin niyo, dinagdagan mo pa pala yung utang eh. Paano naging good news yan? Ang good news so kasi doon, hindi na kami problema. In about 2 years, we will have maturing obligations. Yung due na babayaran. So yung grapho, dati ganito binabayaran yung yearly. In 2 years time, sisipa, ang layo, halos lumapas na doon sa papel ng greenup. Okay. Ibig sabihin po ron, kukulangin yung pondo pagtustos doon sa general appropriations po natin. Dahil laki pa lalo yung binabayad natin sa pambayad ng utang. So naglabas ng bond. Ano nagawa ng bond? Number one, ibig sabihin 2 years time, babayaran natin in 25 years. Yung second aspect doon, no, yung babayaran natin interest, napababa na. Sipin nyo, napa-atras na yung due date from 8-something%, naging 6-something%. Bawas pa yung kailangan natin bayaran ng interest payments. Bottom line, yung 2% na savings doon, diretso sa mga babayaran. Dagdag yung kalye, dagdag yung eskwelahan, dagdag yung pabahay, dagdag yung patubig, dagdag yung health services. Yan po nangyayari sa ating bansa ngayon. Okay. At ilaho, maraming salamat sa tinutulong nyo, sa ating sa remittances, sa mga mag-anak po nyo. Pagkatagal-tagal yung pumubuhay sa ekonomiya, tinatawag na doon, expansion in the economy, consumer-led. Wala naman talaga economic activity, maliban doon sa may pinasok yung pera pambili na mga pangangailangan lang, yun ang bumubuhay sa ekonomiya. Ngayon po, nangyayari sa atin yung investment-led. Nag-uumpisa na po yan, tumalaki. Punta tayo na Amerika, pinakako sa atin doon, hindi bababa ng $2.4 billion worth of new investments and at least 43,000 new jobs within the country. Punta tayo na Japan, that was another 2.6. Klaro na po, yung mga inumpisa na yun, another 2.8 na pending some regulatory requirements at hindi pa ito nagtatapos. And that was just in the first 6 months. Okay. So, in perhaps 2 or 3 years, no, hopefully naman babalik kayo sa Pilipinas bago nun. At talaga makikita niya medyo radical yung transformation. Parang sabi nga ho namin ng kampanya, no, mga kababayan ngayon, pwede na ulit makarap. Kaya gabi po sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat po.
I would now like